Isn't it interesting that hot on the heels of the 10th anniversary of becoming Pope, Francis has again let it be known that he would like to visit Kyiv and to see President Zelensky, but only if he can also go to Moscow. And he's also made it very clear that he thinks the Vatican would be a place for Zelensky and Putin to encounter one another. He's also suggested possibly the state of Israel. That's a place where 1.5 million Russian emigres have made their home. The Pope is very keen to engage with Ukraine and very keen to promote peace in the Ukrainian-Russian war, as indeed anybody should be. But he's also gone on record praising Mr. Putin, calling him a very cultured man. Well, I would agree. He and Putin have discussed literature. Putin speaks German and English very well. I'm not so sure about the English, actually. But he's gone on from there equally to praise Modi in India. He calls Modi a very balanced person, who might also, incidentally, be the conduit, be the channel for Ukraine-Russian peace. I find it extraordinary that he should be praising Modi as a very balanced person. Modi's record on human rights is, as we know, a little challenging. But then so is Mr. Putin's. Maybe what Pope Francis is trying to do is to reach out with encouragement, masked as praise. But, there is a concept called the proleptic present. And very often we would use this sentence when we talk about, we could talk about trains as already being here when they clearly are not. Shakespeare uses it very nicely in the Scottish play when the lad is killed and he has his throat slit and he says, "Mother, I am dead." Well, clearly not at that point, because he's still able to articulate some very fine Shakespearean lines, or at least one very fine Shakespearean line. But his death is inevitable. When something is inevitable, we can speak about it in the present tense. So maybe that's what the Pope is doing. He's using the present tense, a cultured man, a balanced person, to talk about the way his hopes are going. Remember, the Pope and the Catholic Church thinks in centuries, not in decades or years or even months.